All right, good morning. Welcome, everybody. My name is Don Hewitt, president of the Colerain Township Business Association, and very pleased to welcome you to our annual Police and Fire Recognition Breakfast. This program is about you guys, not about us. So we're going to get this thing kicked off right away. And sorry for the delay. We had, we didn't have a PA, and I don't think you guys would have heard me. Although I know there's a number in this room that could get the task done. I'm not one of them. So, all right, I'm going to bring up Captain Mark Denny. Where is Mark?
I'm ready. I didn't know you were done.
Come on up for his presentation.
You got much more to say about it.
He's waiting for a big introduction.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. First, I'd like to thank the Colerain Township Business Association for, again, taking time out of your day to recognize police and firefighters. And I don't think I surprise anybody in the room when I say it's not easy right now to be a police officer. So it's good for us to be reminded of for who and why we do our job. When I got my annual email from Linda asking for my nomination this year, I did what Dan probably did as well. You walk out in the lobby and you look at the plaques, and you're not doing that to try to just pick a name of somebody who hasn't gotten it before so you can fill a spot. But you do it to remind yourself of the caliber of officers who've earned this over the past 20, 25 years. It quickly became apparent to me that there was a name missing. So I went back in, I sat down with my lieutenants, and I told them I wanted to nominate Jamie Penley for the award. And it took them about 2 seconds to agree with me, and it was a pretty easy choice. So as I got ready for this morning, I started to make a list of the responsibilities and jobs Jamie has taken at the police department, and I had to end up writing it down because I know I'd forget. But over his 14 years at the department, Jamie has served as our school resource officer at Colerain High School, as our Northgate officer, our neighborhood resource officer, our warrant control officer. He became a drug recognition expert, and he's served on all of our accreditation teams. He's coordinated our police and fire golf outing, and he's given hundreds of hours to the township and the community. He's part of our missing persons team, and most recently he's taken the role as our code enforcement officer. So whenever we have a position to fill in the police department, we make a joke that I've got a stack of pre-signed memos from Jamie saying he's interested, he'll take the job. So when I looked at that list, I thought of two things. First of all, is you need to pick a job. And second, look at the commitment and the desire he has for this police department over his 14 years to do all these things and to make sure we succeed. You know, as you're a leader, you pray to have people like Jamie working for you, because with them you can't fail, because they're not going to let you fail. I think what's even more important is he's been able to accomplish all this by raising a beautiful family, and by being that guy that every one of our officers knows that day or night, on or off duty, you can give him a call and he'll be standing in your front yard to help you out. And I think if those qualities don't describe somebody who deserves to be honored, I'm not really sure what does. So as a chief, it's my honor to present you the award. But as a friend, I like to say it's about time your chief recognized you for all the work you've done. Come on up.
We got to get a picture.
All right. Don't break it.
Which side?
You guys trust me with a brick?
Be careful.
Why don't you come over here?
They're pretty good.
Sorry, it's not getting you.
Did you say it? Which on the spot? Is there anything?
I just want to thank everybody for coming. My first thing is to just say that everybody deserves this. I'm thankful to be recognized, but everybody I work with day in and day out, They make it fun to do my job. They make me want to come to work. I thank Sean Mayer for this nice haircut. But my wife and my family they're the most important thing, and the only reason I keep putting in for other stuff is because I like to do it all. I like to be well-rounded, and my biggest thing is that same reason I took code enforcement is that the township deserves the best, and they deserve us to take it upon ourselves to work tirelessly. They deserve everything we give them and more, and so do my fellow officers that I work with, and that's why they can call me. It's probably because I'm not sleeping, or it's just because they know that I want the best for them, and if it's going to help them, then I'm going to do it. But I just thank everybody and thank my family for showing up today. They're excited about skipping school, but it's just an honor to work with these guys and ladies. LT, sorry.
Nice job, Jamie. Thank you. All right, for presentation of Firefighter of the Year, we have Captain Frank Cook. Where is Frank? Really? You don't look like Frank. Come on up.
Good morning. First of all, I'd like to echo the words of Chief Denny in appreciation for the breakfast this morning and the attendance of everyone. Over the course of the past 45 years, the fire service has undergone a significant evolution. About 45 years ago, the majority of fire departments were doing just that, responding to fires and rescue calls primarily only, while emergency medical services were typically handled by the local funeral homes or in some places hospitals. Since that period, Colerain's fire department has had great opportunities to innovate and re-engineer historic fire service models and practices. In doing so, the department has adapted our services and delivery of those services to meet what customers want and need, and have wholeheartedly embraced such changes as opportunities with the hope of sustaining our services into the future. Today, Colerain's fire department provides many public safety services to the citizens, visitors, and businesses of the township. Approximately 70% of our emergency responses are related to emergency medical services. Within that 70%, the department has realized several challenges that include increased call volumes, changing demographics, healthcare reforms, increased substance abuse incidents, service quality assurance and quality improvement, increased incidents that require social service intervention, and of course, technology. In considering the nominee for the Firefighter of the Year, the process focused on an act or performance accomplished by an employee that was significant or of great value to the department as a whole and was beyond normal expectations of the employee. This year's Firefighter of the Year has been with the department since August of 1996. During his 19 years, he's operated in the field as a firefighter paramedic and company officer, demonstrating a strong passion for pre-hospital care and education. He currently provides managerial oversight of the department's Emergency Medical Services Division. He's been in that role for about the past 18 months. In his current role, he's established an improved online distant learning software system, making it easier and more affordable for delivery of emergency medical and other department training across the township and the region. He's working in conjunction with the University of Cincinnati and Cincinnati's Council on Aging. His work has established a first of its kind in the area, a Cincinnati Paramedicine Pilot Program, which has helped develop policies and procedures for the development of a community paramedicine model for this region. He's established a new and improved quality assurance and continuous quality improvement program for emergency medical services reporting as required by the Academy of Medicine and the State of Ohio Board of Pharmacy. In collaboration with the Colerain Police Department and Director of Public Safety, He's helped establish the first of its kind Colerain community for health awareness, a health collaborative geared towards increasing the quality of life for the residents of Colerain Township, as well as delivering health and wellness awareness and education to those who come into contact with the Township's public safety services. This group has been instrumental in reducing the impact of opiate use within our community. In collaboration with the representatives of the Colerain Township Department of Zoning, Hamilton County Board of Health, and the Colerain Township Police Department, he's established the first of its kind Healthy Homes for Colerain, a collaborative geared toward connecting residents with the necessary resources to help maintain and develop a healthy living environment. Much progress has been made in assisting residents living in deplorable conditions and those living with significant fall risk in and around their homes. The design of the program is to reduce the risk of disease and injury to residents, to keep patients in the lowest cost healthcare setting, reducing the need for emergency medical services, thus lowering the impact of increasing healthcare cost. He's approved to be a member of the Southwest Ohio Emergency Medical Service Protocol Committee, a group comprised of local fire officers, paramedics, and physicians responsible for developing and implementing evidence-based treatment protocols to be utilized in Hamilton County and other areas of the region. And finally, he's researched the purchase and finalized the acquisition of 11 new EMS reporting computers geared towards increasing the effectiveness of our emergency medical operations, increasing the use of available technology, and decreasing the workload of our fire and emergency medical service personnel. He dedicates a considerable amount of his personal time to his career while dividing the remainder of his time amongst his family and personal development. He's currently attending the Union Institute and University in pursuit of and nearing completion of a bachelor's degree in emergency services management. He's also a student of the Ohio Fire Executive Program, a challenging 3-year executive development program for current and future fire department leaders in Columbus, Ohio. It's with great pleasure that I introduce Captain Will Mueller as the department's 2015 Firefighter of the Year in recognition for his hard work, collaborative efforts, and contributions to the department and community.
I guess since Jamie spoke, I have to speak. Thank you. Thanks again to the CTBA for hosting this every year. It's always a pleasure to be here amongst your company. I just wanted to say thank you to the fire department personnel, to its administrative staff, and to my family. It's been a rough transition the last 18 months. I thought it would take me about 3 months to adjust from a 24-hour shift to an 8-hour day shift. I thought 3 months I'd have this thing down and I'd be into a regular sleep pattern. That was not the case. About a year later, I was finally starting to sleep at night. It was also quite the transition for the family, and especially my wife, Beth. I want the fire department personnel to know that when you guys go home celebrating a quiet night of few bells, that my wife wakes up and celebrates with you. She's just now getting used to the tones going off overnight. So she celebrates with you on that, and she's been very supportive through this transition, and it's been very appreciative. I want to thank Chief Greg Brown for setting me up for this position. He's been in, prior to me taking this position, he was in this role for about 17 years and had a lot of things, a lot of groundwork laid for me to be able to come in and pick up the ball and run with it. So I appreciate that, Chief Brown. Thank you very much. So again, thank you. We've got a lot of work to do. I'm looking now specifically to the fire department personnel. We've got a lot of work to do. There's a lot of people in need of a lot of assistance. And I don't want you guys to underestimate the impact, the potential impact that you have and that you make on a daily basis. I know it gets rough. I walk through the firehouse and I see in your eyes sometimes the tiredness and the overwhelmingness sometimes of the number of runs that we make. It's sometimes easy from an administrative standpoint to look at our pager and say, wow, 32 runs today, that's a lot. But to understand the amount of emotional and physical resources it takes to make those 32 runs happen is a whole different ballgame. So know that work doesn't go unnoticed, and know that when you go home at the end of your shift, that you made a difference. Whether you realize that or not, you've made a difference. So here's to another 20 years or so of making more difference in the township. Thank you.
So Tom Hart, the master of the eggs in the kitchen every year, I want to have him up for a second for a few words, and I got some announcements. Come on up, Tom. Tom and I were talking as we were back in the kitchen. This is our favorite meeting of the year. It's a feel-good meeting. We see so many friends that come out and really respect what you guys do for us. So, Tom.
Thanks, Don. Believe it or not, this is the... Thank you. This is about the happiest day of the year for me because we started this about 30 years ago, and it's been continuing. We originally started with one breakfast for the police and one breakfast for the fire, and then we decided to consolidate it. But I'd like to thank Connie Hewitt, Don Hewitt, Shauna O'Shea, okay. Dan Malloy doesn't count. Linda Hart, and the two couples from the YMCA ambassadors, Jackie and Earl Hauk, and Bob and Karen Hulsman. Did I get close? Okay. So anyway, the volunteers that do this, they expect no money. And then we've got special duties. Now, like there's Dave Fogelsong, the Tater Tot Man, and then Elaine Gauk. Or David. Okay. And Don is going to lose his marriage over frying bacon every night before this event takes place. He does all the bacon. And everybody just chips in and does the same thing year after year after year. And we started this to do one thing, and that's just to say thank you for all your 24/7 days that you put in. I know it's morning, noon, and night. It's all the work that you do. And to say thank you is sometimes an easy thing to do, but to make sure that everybody understands that we really appreciate what you do is the harder. And I think it's harder for your families to understand this too, that the community does appreciate you. And I know the last two fire levies that well, it was the one before the last one, but the overwhelming support of both the fire department and police department by these elections were overwhelming, 67% approval. I mean, that's got to tell you that the people around here who don't vote for levies like you, and that's what's important. And then finally, last year I didn't know how important you were until they came to my house and took me away to the hospital, and I didn't remember a thing from the time I left my house until I was in the ICU at the second hospital. So again, thank you again. And I know time is of the essence. My wife has a master's degree in nursing, and they said that I was going to be in the hospital for a couple weeks and then in recovery in a rehab center for a month or so, and I was out in 5 days, and she couldn't believe it. So thank you guys for coming, and thanks for what you've done for everybody.
Thanks, Tom. You know, it's been a privilege to be associated with men like Tom through this organization, and everybody who's involved has one common goal, and that is to give back to the community. And it's what keeps people coming back, and hopefully we're making a difference as well in the community. So a couple other things I want to chat with before we wrap up this morning. Most of you are aware that Colerain Township has a Chamber of Commerce, and our business association is in the process of merging with that organization. I will tell you, key to us making this happen was continuing the programs that the CTBA holds near and dear, this being one of them. So don't think for a minute that we're going to stop in any way recognizing those who serve our community so faithfully. So more on that to follow. We have Deborah Stonehill, who's the president of the chamber here. If you have questions about that, just grab her. But we're excited about the transition, and you'll see more of that to come. A couple other recognitions. Thank you to the Township for allowing us to use the facility today. We appreciate that. Stalin's Meats, always, every single year, donates all the food. So next time you're in Stalin's Meats, say thank you to them. We greatly, and they never bat an eye. It's amazing. Every year they step up to the plate. So if you haven't been there, stop in, buy something, and tell them thanks for the support, because we appreciate that. Tom talked about the volunteers, and we have a couple events coming up. The Vina Clay dinner or days next Wednesday. $35 per person. That's the wine and food and all that stuff. For those of you who haven't been, this is a great time of year to go out to the winery. View's great. It's a lot of fun. We just all hang out, grill some steaks, and probably drink too much wine. Thursday, October the 8th, is Meet the Candidates Forum, and that's going to be at the Clippard YMCA. Normally, we're not at the Clippard Y for that event, but all the candidates, well, I don't know how many have RSVP'd. Is Linda here? All right, so not sure, but I know there's quite a few running for school board. You got a hit count on that, Pauletta? Okay, all right, so we have 7 running for school board. So anyway, if you can join us for that, October the 8th at Clippard YMCA at 11:30. And then Friday, December the 11th, we're going to have our Christmas luncheon, which is with the Exchange Club at Clovernook Country Club. Always a great event, and so hopefully we can see you guys a couple times before the year gets away from us. I think that's it. Again, from the Colerain Township Business Association, guys, we see you on the street every day. We appreciate everything you do, and we're here to support you. Oh.